Hey, John, it's really good to see you. Today, we are talking about new retirement account contribution limits for 2023. The IRS just announced it will boost max contribution limits to 401ks by $2,000, bringing the total now up to $22,500. That's the largest increase on record. What's behind that significant increase?
Certainly, the all you have to do is go to the grocery store or take a trip with your family, and you'll find that even going to a simple restaurant, it just costs a little bit more money.
Right.
And so the government recognizes that and gives you the opportunity to save couple more dollars.
Back to our old friend inflation. And just for reference, there's the most recent CPI number of 8.2% for September. But you're exactly right, John. So I want to show you another graphic, which I thought was really interesting. This is the average balance of 401ks by generation. Here we go. As we take a look at these numbers, John, it gives me a little bit of anxiety, but how important is it that we be maxing out our contributions?
Oh, it is so important to max that out, especially in the early ages. If you're a parent or a grandparent and you have a son or granddaughter that is graduating college, pull them aside when they're filling out their benefit package and make sure they're maxing it out so they are taking full advantage of that their 20s and 30s of saving money because that just makes such a huge difference on that 401k balance over time.
hmm And we've talked about it before, compound interest, right? The eighth wonder of the world, so important. So I want to talk now about contribution limits for IRAs. They're also set to increase to 6,500 from 6,000. That's a limit that actually hasn't changed since 2019. Here's a look at all the different accounts. Is there anything that stands out to you here, John?
Well, I think what stands out to me is that obviously anytime you can put a few more dollars away and not have to pay the tax on it, take advantage of it.
hmm
But the other part that kind of stands out to me a little bit is that I think this year is going to be a little bit more of a challenge when you start compounding that CPI situation that we were just talking
Right.
about, having the ability to save. And I think it is going to be a very telling story to see what the savings rate is a year from now and see how many people take advantage of that tax
hmm
deferral ability.
hmm Right. Right. The IRS is also going to be raising the income threshold for which tax deductions for IRA contributions will be phased out. And as we think about that, and then as we looked at that table, John, there are so many different retirement accounts. How do I know which one I should be contributing to?
It's a challenge, and sometimes it's dictated for you by your employer,
Yeah.
or if you are maybe a state employee or something of that nature. Um, but when it comes down to the Roth IRA and whether you do a pre-tax or after tax, I'm a big proponent of saving your tax now. There is definitely an advantage to contributing to a Roth and paying your taxes. So certainly you're paying less now on taxes. But big picture, as you get older, a lot of people when they retire, they find themselves in a lower tax bracket after they turn 65, 66, and they retire, and they're drawing those dollars out in a low tax bracket anyway. And
hmm
so that is the debate. I've seen models that have shown advantages to both. Really, it's like anything else. Have a little balance. Perhaps put some in that Roth, put some in the tax deferred, and they usually tend to be a pretty good equation for our clients.
hmm That's a good rule of thumb, but I know through talking to you, John, that there are no real cookie cutter answers, which is why having a conversation with you or a financial expert is so very valuable. If somebody had any questions about anything that we've covered today, what's the best way to reach you?
Really, just give us a call here at the office. You can also go to our website, but our phone number is 440-471-4300. Give us a call here, and we're very getting back. We're good getting back to you. If you're kind of wondering, well, I don't want to call some guy who I don't really know, go ahead and go on to the clarkwealthadvisor.com. And a lot of times you can go on there and get to know about us a little bit. And, the biggest thing is you got to be with somebody who you're comfortable with. And anytime you have any questions, we'll help you with that.
So true. Very well said. I like that a lot. John, thank you very much.
Thank you.